Hello, we continue to add and subtract integers, including positives and negations and their negations. So we're starting on page 153 with number 10a. Notice we have 10a, 10b, and somewhere here, just 10a and 10b. So what do we have? Use a number line. That's a helpful tool, but eventually we will remember the rules. Use a number line to find the sum of 7 and negative 4. We start at 7, that's our starting point. How do we walk 4 steps? Well, it is 4 steps, numerical value is 4, but we gotta walk to the left. That's what that negative means, direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course, we land at positive 3. Now, negative 4 plus 7. We start at negative 4. Where do we walk 7 steps? We walk to the right because it is positive. Positive means to the right, negative means to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We stop at positive 3. Now let's solve a few more examples. Use a number line to find a sum of negative 6 and positive 2. Again, we start at negative 6. Where do we walk 2 steps? We walk to the right because that's the direction of positive integers. So we land at minus 4. And finally, we start at 2 and add negative 6. Notice it's commutative property, but let's just investigate what it looks like on a number line. We start at 2. Where do we walk 6 steps? Numerical value is 6, but negative negation indicates direction to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we land at negative 4. Of course, I hope you realize that these two examples result in the same answer, and these two examples result in the same answer because it's like we're using commutative property, right? Now, what's important is to understand the following. When you're adding the numbers, integers or numbers, with different signs, we have a positive and a negative and a positive, a negative and a positive, a negative and a positive. When we add two numbers, I would like to summarize it like this. A positive plus a negative. Step 1, subtract them to find the difference. And you adapt the number of the greater numerical value. So now your sum will be negative. If you're adding a greater positive number and then smaller numerical value of the negative, step 1, the numbers are the signs are different. Step 1, subtract, and you adopt the sign of the greater numerical value. So let's practice this concept. Let's use subtraction, and then we'll practice subtraction. Okay? So let's practice. 4 minus 10. Again, thinking of a number line, we start at 4, and we walk 10 steps to the left. We land at negative 6, which we know from 4 minus 4 is 0, and minus 6 more lands you on negative 6. By the way, notice that subtraction is the same as addition of the negation, right? It's the same. We can look at it that way. 4 plus negative 10. The signs are different. Step 1, subtract the numerical values. 4 and 10, 10 minus 4, the difference is 6. Is it positive or negative? We're going to take on the sign of the greater numerical value. So whether you use a number line, eventually we will start using the rules. In the next lesson, we're going to practice rules only. You will get better and better at quickly finding out your sums and your differences. So let's practice. Calculate the following. Minus 6 plus 18. We have different signs. Subtract. I'm going to write it down. First, subtract numerical values. And step 2, make the sign, right? Identify the sign. So let's subtract 6 and 18. The difference is 12. Now, is it going to be a positive 12 or a negative? Well, 18 is greater numerical value and it's positive. 12, the answer is positive 12. Now again, we're adding negative 68 and positive 23. The signs are different. If the signs are different, subtract the numerical value. 68 minus 23 is 45. Now, Is it going to be positive or negative 45? Well, negative 68 is greater numerical value and it's negative. We are using its sign. Finally, 30 minus 42. Multiple ways to think about it. You can think of a number line. 30 minus 30 gives you 0, minus 12 more lands you on minus 12. Now, number 13, the company's profits and losses for the quarter are as follows. January, 7,000 profit. We translate it as 7,000 plus. February, they lost money. 3,000, how much? 3,000, but the loss means negative sign. And in March, 6,000, 6,000, but it's a loss, and loss translates into a minus. Write a mathematical expression. We learned about expressions last week. So we can say for the company's first quarter, we can say first quarter, okay? First quarter. So let's go. 7,000 plus negative 3,000. You can say negative, minus, plus negative 6,000. That's the expression. Now, how much? Let's calculate the expression. We go step by step. 7,000 minus 3,000 gives you 4,000 minus 6,000. All together, they lost $2,000. They lost $2,000. Now, take a look at numbers 14 and 15. We do a little bit of algebra here. We substitute n equals 21. We substitute n equals negative 21. And again, we substitute n equals negative 21. Let's see what happens. We substitute in place of 10. We substitute in place of 10. We substitute in place of 10. Substitution. So let's compute. 7 minus 21. Well, 7 minus 7 gives you 0. But then you still have 14 more. When 0 minus 14 gives you negative 14. Look at it from a different point of view. 7 plus negative 21. Okay, it's addition. The signs are different. Find the difference. 21 and 7. To subtract numerical values, 21 minus 7, you get 14. Positive or negative? It will be negative. You are adapting the sign of a greater absolute value. And finally, minus 21 plus 7. Again, we have different signs. Step 1, use subtraction, 21 and 7. The difference is 14, positive or negative? Well, the greater numerical value has minus, so it will be negative. Finally, another example. We are of substitution. We're going to substitute negative 20 in place of p, right? We're going to compute algebraic expressions. Let's go. P, first we rewrite, my friends. P plus negative 20, oh, so sorry. It's negative 20 plus 4 equals 9 plus negative 20. Let's solve these examples, A and B. Well, negative 20 and plus 4. Signs are different. If the signs are different, we use subtraction. The difference is 16. But it will be negative 16. We're using the sign of the greater numerical value. 9 plus negative 20. Again, signs are different. Use subtraction. Find the difference. 9 and 20. The difference is 11. But it's negative 11 because we're using the sign of a greater numerical value. And finally, minus 20 minus 15. Now, that's an example we have not seen so far, but there are two ways to think about it. One way, think of a number line. So 0 is somewhere here. This is negative 20, right? That's our starting number. Where do we go 15 steps? 15 steps to the left. It's 15 steps to the left will land us farther away at negative 35. Negative 35, okay? So that's one way to think about it. Let's practice a little bit more. I would like to help. I would like to solve this box. And I would like to solve through, let's solve number 4. Again, what do we have? Let's look at these examples. 14 plus negative 7. The signs are different. Step 1, use subtraction of numerical values. 14 and 7 minus 7, the difference is 7. Positive or negative, we adapt the sign of the greater number, absolute value, and it's positive 7. Minus 32 minus 41. I hope you remember my example from the number line. You start at negative 32, you walk 41 steps to the left, and you will end up with 73, but even farther to the left, negative 73. Example I for igloo, 25 plus negative 66. The signs are different. Therefore, step 1, subtract. 66 minus 21 is 40. 25 is 41. Positive or negative? It will be negative. We're adapting the sign of the greater numerical value. L, minus 340 plus 600. Signs are different. Step 1, use subtraction. The difference is 260. 600 minus 340 is 260. And it is positive because we are using the sign of 600. 600 is positive. Now, for example, O, we go step by step. First, let's complete the subtraction. 34 plus negative 17. Step 1, find the difference. It is 17 and it will be positive. So it's 17 plus 8 equals 25. Simple as that. And finally, negative 16 plus 71. Okay, different signs. Let's use this first, compute this first. 71 minus 16 is 55. And now positive 55. 55 plus 12. That's easy peasy. It gives you 67. 67. I hope you found this lesson useful. You can work out the rest of the examples by yourself.